Hari Om to lovely Balakrishnas and Vivekanandas. I bow down to the Atma Jyoti, the divine light of the self in you. So let us continue our Mahabharata adventures. We know now Pandavas are in Vanavasa and Duryodhana has been trying to insult Pandavas when they are in Vanavasa, and he has failed miserably in doing so. So we'll continue from there. So now that Pandavas are in the forest, once it so happens that one Brahmana comes to Yudhishthira and says, I need help in the forest. I need samit for my yajna and I'm unable to find. Can you please help me find? He had wanted some specific samit. So Pandavas, they are very involved. They are very much duty bound whenever any of the people belonging to them make a request. So they say, yes, we will help you find. So they go to the forest and they are searching. They're unable to find. And it is becoming very late and they were feeling very thirsty and hungry. Yudhishthira says to Sahadeva, can you see if there is any pond nearby and get some water? We'll all take rest here. So Sahadeva climbs a tree and says, I think I find some lake nearby. I'll go and get the water. Saying that, he goes. Even after a lot of time happens, he doesn't return back. Yudhishthira asks Nakula, can you please go and find out? Even Nakula doesn't return. Like that, one by one, then Yudhishthira sends Arjuna and then Bhima. None of them return. All the four. So Yudhishthira then figures out something must have happened because my brothers are not like this at all. Let me find out what happened. Saying that, he goes in the direction in which all of them went. And when he goes to the lake, he finds that his brothers are lying dead near the lake. And he feels so much despair, sad. But right now, he's also feeling very thirsty. So he decides, let me first drink some water and then decide what to do. Thinking that he's about to get some water, he hears the voice of a crane. It says, "Oh Dharmaraya, stop. This lake belongs to me. You cannot take water without my permission." Yudhishthira turns around and he finds this Bakapakshi, this crane. He says, but this is a forest and I just want to drink some water and I'm very thirsty. The Bakapakshi says, I'm not an ordinary being. I'm a Yaksha and this lake belongs to me. I warned your brothers also, but none of them listened to me. That's why now they are all dead. Yudhishthira decides this must be a very powerful being and it is better to listen to that being. And he says, I'm very thirsty and I also request you to grant the life of my brothers. They must have done it without awareness. Bakapakshi says, doesn't matter. On only one condition, I can grant back the life. Yudhishthira says, what is that? Then the Bakapakshi says, I will ask you many questions and I want you to answer. If your answers are truthful and correct, then only I will listen to your request. Yudhishthira says, so be it. He says, please, you ask me questions and then only after all this is over, I will drink water. Then the Bakapakshi turns into that Yaksha and says, "Oh Yudhishthira, I'm so glad that you have decided to answer my questions. Let me start asking." Saying that Yaksha asks him the first question. "Oh Yudhishthira, tell me, what makes the sun rise? Every day the sun rises. What makes the sun rise? And who keeps him the company? Is he all alone, or are there other beings keeping company? What makes the sun to set in the evening? And in whom is sun established? In whom is he?" Listening to this, Yudhishthira answers. Yudhishthira says, "Oh Yaksha, it is the divine consciousness, Brahman only, who makes the sun rise. And it is all the devas, like the Varuna Deva, Agni Deva, like that. There are so many divine beings who are responsible for making various functions in the world happen. It is these devas. They are nothing but forms of the divine Brahman only. It is these devas who keep him the company. And what makes him rise and set is nothing but dharma. Dharma is universal order. The whole of the existence exhibits a certain order. Sun rises, sun sets, wind moves, water flows, fire burns. So like that, there is a very precise and accurate movement in which the entire existence is functioning, including human body. There are trillions of cells. Each cell functions, how breathing happens, how blood pumps. Like that, entire existence has a wonderful rhythm. And that universal rhythm, that universal law and order is called as dharma. Universal dharma. It is the universal dharma that makes the sun set. And sun ultimately is established in truth. He is established and unshaken. He is always in the truth of the divine consciousness. Yaksha is very happy. Very good, very good. Let me ask you the next question. So he asked the second question. What person who has many, many possessions like bungalow, car, naukar, chakar, gold, money, so many material possessions, also has gift of intelligence, very intelligent, can understand mathematics, can understand science, can understand so many things of life, very skillful, has lot of fame and fortune. People recognize such a person. Oh, this person I know. A lot of money is there. And is breathing, meaning is alive. But still not alive. Who can such a person be? Yaksha is asking. What kind of a person who has everything, apparently everything, but still is not alive? Dharmaraya says, "Oh Yaksha, the one who is very selfish, who is not at all involved in any kind of yajna, who is not involved in any kind of dana, who doesn't offer anything to devas, or the guests who come to his house, or the servants, or the pitrus, such a person, even though may have all the fortune, he is equivalent of dead only. Really may look like living, but is really not alive." Meaning that person is so full of selfishness, so is not at all alive, because nobody recognizes such a person for his kindness. He or she may be very rich, but he is of no use, no value to others. So such a person is, though alive, is not really alive. Yaksha is very happy with the kind of answers Yudhishthira is giving. He's amazed at the wisdom Yudhishthira is displaying. So he goes on to ask the next question. Oh Yudhishthira, tell me, what is heavier than earth? Earth itself is so heavy. Imagine, earth is carrying the weight of all the humans, some 7 billion humans, animals, plants, mountains. He's asking, what is heavier than earth? Then heavens. Nobody has seen, but still, heaven is higher. It is called as the highest loka, Swargaloka. What is higher than heavens? My God, can something be higher than heavens? What is faster than the wind? Wind is so fast. What is faster than wind? And is there anything that is more than grass? Number of grass is so much in the world. Is there something that is more than grass? Look at the nature of the questions. What wonderful questions Yaksha is asking. Only when someone is aware of the whole life can they answer, isn't it? Yudhishthira says, Oh Yaksha, it is the mother who is heavier than the earth. Look at the sacrifice of a mother, the love of a mother. She gives all the love and care for each one of us. It's a mother who is heavier than the earth. It's the father who is higher than the heaven, who takes care of us, who nourishes us, who teaches us, gives us the right education. Such mother and father. That mother is heavier than earth. That father is higher than the heaven. It's the mind which is faster than the wind. For that matter, faster than anything else. And more than the grass, number of thoughts. So many thoughts come in our mind. Constantly thoughts keep coming. So the number of thoughts are more, much, much more than the blades of the grass. Like this, now again, Yaksha is very happy. He goes on to ask many, many more questions. In the Mahabharata Yaksha Parva, actually there are some mainly 33 questions. But if you look at each of the question itself, when he's asking some 3-4 questions. So he's asking almost like 108 plus questions. So all of you can explore all the kinds of questions and the wonderful and insightful answers Yudhishthira gives. But ultimately, Yudhishthira very patiently and very, very respectfully answers all the questions that the Yaksha asks. Yaksha is totally pleased with Yudhishthira. He says, Oh Yudhishthira, you are truly embodiment of your name. His name is, Yudhishthira, or is also known as Dharmaraya. Dharmaraya means the one who knows dharma, one who recognizes what is dharma and adharma without any kind of confusion. You are a true embodiment of your name. And I'm so pleased with all the answers you've given. And hereby I grant life for all your brothers. They are very, very lucky to have a brother like you. And you can now, all of you can have water and you can return back. And I'm so pleased. May the best happen to you and your brothers. Saying that, the Yaksha blesses and leaves. So like that, children, we can learn that when we develop such wisdom, we can circumvent any situation of life. We can be patiently, calmly, peacefully handle any situation of life. When, when we develop that kind of wisdom within ourselves, like how Dharmaraya was. With that, I will conclude our today's Mahabharata story. I'll continue our adventure of Mahabharata in our next episode. Till then, Hari Om.